The program you are about to watch is underwritten by Allergan. The views expressed therein are solely those of the doctors. Bra fat, muffin top, baby belly. Each of you has had it, seen it, or heard of it. I'm Dr. Ava Shamban, board-certified dermatologist. I lecture both nationally and internationally, and my philosophy is that everybody has something specifically beautiful about themselves, and I want to enhance it and showcase it for the world to see. Today, we're going to get to the bottom of advances in the field of body improvement. We'll also debunk a common skin myth, answer a question from a lucky glow-getter, and peek inside my own personal handbag for that one item I can't live without. It's all coming up on The Gist.
Meet 5 of the most sought-after dermatologists in the country.
The most important part of the show is we have the truth, we own the truth.
It's our behind the scenes. There's no filter. It's like all the conversations we have in the breaks.
It's going to be so fun to
Yes.
kind of share some of our favorite things like shoes or travel tips, relationships.
Travel tips are
like-
great.
Do you guys remember that commercial from, I think it was the 80s?
Well, I was just born in the 80s.
It's all coming up on The Gist.
To the dermatologist. Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror and thought, well, it's official. I've got a muffin top. Have you ever stretched your arm out and flapped that little extra arm flesh and thought, what the heck happened to me? Today, we're talking about scientific tools backed by research that change the shape of your body. We all have things that we'd like to change about our bodies. Maybe it's muscle tone, maybe it's a little extra cushion on your tummy. It's far too easy to get lost in a quest for that perfect celebrity figure. But take a deep breath. We've got you covered. Recent advances in science have delivered. The future is more than just jetpacks and flying cars. The bottom line, literally, is that sometimes you look at your body and there are areas that are big where they should be small and small where they should be big. Well, we've got this. Let's all weigh in. Ruth, it sounds like you have something you want to say.
And the truth of the matter is, there is always something new.
Right.
And so patients come in and say, well, that didn't work. And I think we have to be honest about what we see working.
Right.
We have different results among us.
Or how
Yes,
much
exactly.
it works.
And how much
Because
it
some of
works.
these things
We need
work.
to kind of dial it back a little bit because,
Yeah.
the reality is that in the end, appearance has value, right? It's communication. And we can do all these things for our patients and help them look better and have these contours. But, the idea that you can eat more because you're going to burn it off kind of defeats the purpose, right? Because
Oh, I don't know about that, Doris.
It
I'm
does, it does.
totally differ.
No.
I would. Okay,
I hear you.
Doris, you're thin. Okay, you're totally slim.
Well, I've lost 50 pounds, so I've been on the
All
other
right,
side.
Yes, but I have never.
That was
seen
after,
you.
like, a
I
pregnancy,
have
No,
never
before
seen
pregnancy,
bra
before
bulges,
pregnancy.
tummy hangs,
No.
nothing. You don't have it, so I'm not
No,
going to
no,
buy
we
that.
have to be
Metabolism
careful.
does slow down as we get older, and so if
Right,
you can,
you're going to
if
find
there's-
that out. Let me
No,
tell
your
you as a
metabolism.
librarian.
Now I'm taking
Yes,
notes.
no,
Sabrina,
know that.
Sabrina, your metabolism jumps off a cliff
Yes,
after you turn
it does.
40
I
We
don't
have something
disagree.
that changes
Well,
our
yeah,
fat to brown fat.
No,
Right,
but I need
right.
to throw in one thing. Wait,
Yes.
just 1 second. Hang on.
Okay.
Just give me a second here. The reality is that there are pockets of fat that distort us. So you can be super thin and just have a pocket of fat someplace. There's a difference between contouring and helping someone achieve a goal versus making an excuse to smoke and drink and eat too much and stress and then say we can just fix it. Because the idea is that you're healthier, right? This is all conveying how we are. So I love the idea of helping people reach their goals. But it's like you said, we have to partner together. So we all want a shortcut, we all want a pill, but in the end, I swear, it leads to more problems, right? So if we don't diet and exercise and eat well and help our patients, and that's what makes us
I don't think
physicians.
it's a substitute for
It's
that.
not a substitute. We have to be careful.
No, it's not. No, I mean,
Yeah.
and there's no
Just to
way
bring it
that-
back to reality as
Yeah, of
physicians.
course.
And for the
And there's
patient that
abs-
comes in looking for it to be a substitute.
Because
for
listen,
any
I'm going to be
work.
first in line to have this done. Let's be
Yes.
real. Like
Yeah,
I'm not
if
saying
that
not to
ever
do it.
happens to you. And so I think
Right.
that the 5 of us at this table, we all walk the walk and talk the talk. top.
Right.
I know from many years of being at meetings with you,
We're in the gym.
that we're in the gym.
We're in the gym all the time. The two of
at
us are in the gym at 6
in the
a.m.
That
morning, no
protects
matter
your
what. So we're
heart
not-
and your
so
brain
to
and
our
your
audience,
skin.
yeah.
And there's no way to fake it. Like
No, there's
beautiful
no way to
skin
fake
is
it.
healthy skin.
Yes,
But we also have to let our patients know that nobody's perfect either. And
That's
so
right.
even though I go to the gym and
Except
even
for
though I
us.
Eat
try
well.
to eat well, there are times when you don't. And so to have a little extra at our arm's length in terms of saying, I know this can work. It's not a wow. I use that expression all the time, the wow factor.
Right.
The wow factor is inside, not outside.
Yeah.
And so
Right.
most of these treatments help, but they aren't wow. They help.
They help. They
They're
help.
not a
But you know what? But
substitute.
it's a
And what else
combination of all
happens
of all
is
of-
that we've
all the
seen
good-
this, so now we can tighten and lift, and then we see like butts that come out. So you walk in a room and it's like three
can't fit
three
the
minutes
door.
later you
Yeah.
can't exactly, or you have to have clothes made for you.
We
so
have a scale by every one of these machines
Right.
because
We do
the
too.
truth of
There
the
has
matter
to be
is
balance.
if you're
We do too,
gaining weight,
100%.
nothing's
It's
going to
not
work.
going to change,
And this
right?
is not a get out of jail free pass.
That's why
it is a
the training that
combination
goes
approach.
with
It's
it.
all, yeah, it's the
And the three
nutrition,
most
it's the fitness,
frequent
and
numbers
these
I give out
devices.
are trainer, nutritionist, and OBGYN
And
to my
psychotherapist.
patients.
But don't you find that your patients who do these
He serves that.
devices, even before they've lost the weight or changed, this can really help jumpstart someone? It's really that combination of bringing together,
And
and I
wait.
love that we have the science.
And Doris and ladies, my patients love the fact that I use these machines on myself.
That's right. Yeah.
Because they
Right.
look at me like, oh, if that's good enough for Dr. Janine Downey, that's clearly good enough for me.
Oh, yes.
And they love the fact that I'm in it with them and that
Yes.
we're going on the journey together.
Have
So
you done it?
shared.
Have you done-
Are you
That's-
kidding?
that's
100%.
the issue. The issue that your
100%. I always
patients say-
do everything
Your
that
patient
that
should
my
ask,
patients
have you done it? Doctor,
yes,
have
I
you
have
done
what they're
it?
having.
So,
Yep.
right.
I have it first, and then they're having.
Exactly.
Well, I buy
And
it because
think
I
that-
want it, and then I let everyone else do it. So.
I agree with you.
So I want to thank all of you for this wonderful discussion. Feeling good means looking good, right? Now you get to look inside my handbag to see that one special item that I carry with me every day. Everywhere I go, I carry my gym with me. So it's as simple as what's called a stretchy. When necessary, it can double as a scarf, but most importantly, it can be used as a versatile exercise treatment. So biceps, triceps, waist scrunchers, you name it. They're the best, and look how flat they pack. And they weigh nothing. Always in my bag. There's never an excuse not to exercise. Now, on to today's Gist Buster. Is it a myth that you have to go to the gym to get fit? Some people swear by fitness centers. I'm just not one of them. I don't have time. There are countless ways to improve your physical fitness and change the shape of your body. There's no excuse. You can go running, you can do yoga with one of those at-home programs, you can go on YouTube and get a fitness instructor. But with all of these choices, it's so easy to get confused. Do I get a gym membership? Do I take bar class with all the 20-somethings? Yikes. The answer is actually really simple. Do something. Do anything, as long as it gets your heart rate moving and it doesn't bore you to tears. If you're like most people, you sit in a chair for about 8 hours a day. That's not what we were designed for. So get moving and follow the law of inertia. A body at rest will stay at rest, and a body in motion will stay in motion. The data shows that just walking around, getting any additional exercise actually improves the activity of the mitochondria, the little energy centers of your cell. Every cell in your body is positively affected by exercise. What do you think?
Okay, so I love exercise. I exercise 7 days a week. I don't drink coffee or tea. And that gives me my boost in the morning, puts me in a good mood to begin my day. So I spin, I do weights, I do the treadmill. I love it. And I think it's important. And I feel better in my clothes. And I quite frankly look better in a swimsuit. So that's what I'm doing.
And in those mini skirts that you wear.
Right, well, yeah,
Right.
there's
Well,
that.
yeah.
There's that too.
Well,
There's
yeah.
that too.
And it has a positive effect on my mind. I
In the
feel,
mood,
I
yeah.
feel better about myself,
Right,
you know,
right.
and I feel like I can be a good model to my teenage daughter and a good model to my patients.
Do you
So
do anything wrong?
I think exercise is the bomb. I don't even drink alcohol. I'm like one of those. I do curse a lot, but not on set.
Wait, I want to ask the librarian because I know there's a lot of data around this. Do you know the data around this about exercise affecting every cell in your body?
Well, walking does increase oxygen to your brain.
So that'll be good on that because
Absolutely.
I walk to and from work every
There
day,
you go.
which is over 2 miles.
But there is something to be said that I think we haven't explored with some of these muscle sculpting or muscle toning devices that are now entering our market and cause a lot of muscle contraction, like you said.
Oh, no, but we're just talking about what you can do at home. We're talking about exercise.
So I think there's no substitute for maybe going and walking and increasing your heart rate, because there's definitely cardiovascular protective effects, and cardiac disease is the #1 killer in women in this country.
Now, that sounds like a little bit millennial cheat, though. I mean, to say, okay, well, I'm just going to go get a device and have it do all the contractions for me. Doesn't really substitute
Not a substitute for
moving
cardiovascular
around.
health.
But it'll get you
no,
exercising.
Yeah, and Doris,
Yeah.
I know that you interview people all the time on your radio show. And does anybody else weigh in on this, on the effect of exercise on the activity of the brain and the
Absolutely.
skin? I've seen data about the
Right.
skin.
But people who call in will tell me that when they exercise regularly, they feel better about their bodies. And it's not just emotional, it's physical. It affects every single organ system in your body. And it's so important.
You have to realize that as you get older, there are very important physiologic things that you have to mention and you have to take care of. Your A1C is going up, diabetes is endemic and epidemic.
your hormone
and
levels,
your,
your
and our
estrogen.
HDLs, and our HDLs have to be kept low.
These are all blood tests.
Increasing-
Your
These are all
HDLs
blood
have to be
tests
kept
that-
Right,
And
so this
markers
is your
that
lipids,
indicate-
your
Markers
body
that
has to be
indicate
kept
your
high.
metabolism
LDL low.
slowing
have
down.
to, and so the bottom line is your HDL has to be elevated, and so we know
High density
that
lipoprotein.
you have to exercise to get your heart rate up. So just walking,
Yes.
although better than nothing, is good, but
not
it's
good
not
enough. It's
enough.
good enough.
I
unless
tell
you're
people they
keeping
have
your
to
heart
break
rate
a
up.
sweat.
You're right.
That's
and
right.
that's all there is to it. They have to break a sweat. And weights are very important for women and men to help with bone density as we get older. So you have to do some weights.
And,
in there.
they
they secrete
drinking a lot of water. I find that a lot of
Yes.
times, especially in human beings, we don't have enough of a thirst mechanism, and so we feel like we're hungry rather than thirsty. So it's really important to do that.
That's the satiety button.
So in other
really
words, yes, you have to
fickle.
work out, and not having time is an excuse.
No, that's right.
I heard you say that. I wanted to point that out.
There is no excuse.
And cardiovascular exercise, in one study, when they exercised at least 4 times a day for at least an hour, and they took
4 times a
biopsies-
day, 4 times a
I mean,
week.
sorry, 4 times a week for at least an hour, and they took biopsies of people's butts, so that it was, well, you know, for the most part, areas that had never been sun exposed. Those that were greater than 65 and exercised regularly 4 times a week for at least an hour showed very similar collagen as those that were almost less than 30 years of age. So it absolutely makes a
pointing at
difference.
me.
No.
I mean, there's things where we talk about these numbers, and people say, well, I'm healthy. There's nothing wrong with me. I don't
but
need to
we're-
exercise.
yeah, but
and it's a
that's not true.
social
This is-
construct.
yeah, but
so
this
we
is-
have to
the
put that out
exercise-
there that
yeah, but the
people can
exercise is
see this
healthy.
differently.
It's
Right.
exercise is for your health. At the
exercise,
at the
yes.
end of the day, it doesn't matter.
they say
it
that they're
doesn't
healthy.
Matter what, it
For your
doesn't
heart,
matter
mind,
what
and
their
body.
size
Yeah,
is,
right. Heart,
what
mind,
a
and
person's
skin.
size is. It's how comfortable you are with that size.
Exactly.
But it's very important that you exercise for your health.
Right.
Physical and
Every
mental.
parameter.
Okay.
We
Yes.
were designed to walk the savannah and walk around all day, and so we have the luxury of in our work, we're not sitting. We're walking around all day.
Right.
And not everybody has that, so you have to create that for yourself.
Right.
So thank you so much, doctors. And now to a segment we call Glow Getters. Today, it's a question sent in from one of our viewers about men's skincare.
Hi, my name is Brad McLaughlin. I'm a dentist in Brooklyn. My question is, sometimes when I overheat, my skin sort of breaks out a little bit. And my question about product is, most men's products are kind of a catch-all 18-in-1 kind of cream. And I'm more interested in facial cream, something that's more specific for a man's face.
So that's so interesting. Do you think there's a little bit of a bias? Or is it just because we don't think that men will understand that there can be a special cream for your eyes, a special cream for your neck, a special cream for your cuticles, a special cream for your legs? Is that like, is that a little prejudice? Is that a little prejudice?
No, I think it's
based on
realistic.
facts,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're not going to use the cream for the elbow, for the cream for the eye, and the cream, and then on top of that, the serum. I just don't think it's being very practical.
Speak for yourself. I have 4 sons, and
Okay.
I can tell you that at least 2 of them will put 15 creams on.
Wow,
But
they're
they're
better
not
than
the
me.
But they're your son.
Right, exactly.
They've
I
been
just
trained
love
very
how
well.
he said 18 and 1. It'll rinse out your mouth and it'll brighten your face all together. I just thought
And
that was
start your
hilarious.
car.
And start your car. I love that. I love that. But I
we
mean,
know
I
that
do
men's
think that
skin is
we're
different.
biased, and that we feel like men are not going to follow the steps like women will follow the steps. And that being said, we tend to give them simpler regimens. And maybe that is a little bit of a problem
The
with
times
us.
they
So
are
we need to
changing.
meet them where they are and ask them what they can tolerate. Do you only want 3 steps in the morning? May I give you 5 steps in the morning? So that's what I've started actually doing, is meeting men a little bit more where they are. So if they only want 3 steps, I give them 3.
Well,
If
and
not, I give them more.
And I've certainly found that men are much more interested in taking better care of their skin because they're in this dating and business world just as much as we are, and they want to look their best. So he's got a little bit of a breakout.
I know, but just for
and-
the business model, the industry's been trying to get to men. I mean, they're a huge market. If they could get men to buy more products, they would make billions. But the penetrance rate has only been 10%.
But I
so
just-
there's 10%. 2 of them are your sons, so you have a higher than standard. the typical is about 10%.
Wait a minute, I got
man.
3 sons.
And
I
do
got
they all
3
do it?
sons. Yeah, they're more into it.
But men's skin is also different than women's skin. So they don't really need the same product as women do, or maybe need to apply it as often, but they do break out like women do. So they may need some similar products and ingredients. And they also shave, so they're naturally exfoliating. I mean, most men shave, so they're naturally exfoliating. I do think that men's product lines have come up a lot for men who are more motivated, and it gets overwhelming for them just like it does for women. So we need to spread it out for
and I
them, to
actually
explain
see
it.
And I actually see more issues in men with skin of color
yeah.
because they have shaving issues,
Right,
they get
have the
bugs,
hyperpigmentation, they have
barbing
razor
up.
bumps,
And they're
and
very
then they can have
concerned.
acne on top of it, and they want to look a certain way.
And, so, and don't you
And
find
they
that their
feel-
skin's very sensitive?
Right,
because
and they
they're,
feel insecure, so they'll come in the office. I offer a lot of them laser hair removal with lasers that are safe for skin of color, which I have to put out there.
Right.
Men can come have laser, and they don't need to worry.
Not for
Not
the
all
whole
are the
year.
same.
But
Not all lasers are
not
the
all
same.
lasers are the
Right.
same, so they need to go again to somebody who's treating their skin type with something that's good for their skin type.
Correct.
Very-
But
have to
I
be
tell
very
them all the
careful.
time, we need to do a standard protocol, and I'll even give them some prescriptions
But
as
let's
well.
answer his question about going to the gym and breaking out, because there are lots of reasons to break out after the gym. You may just be flushed and your vascularity may be increased, and so you may just have
And it might be
redness.
rosacea, not acne.
Or you may have acne stimulation. And so sometimes for my patients who go to the gym a lot, like I do, I have them use something that removes the debris and the stickiness of their skin from the beginning. Because we all know that sebum is sticky and gets even stickier with sweat.
So sebum's the natural, just for the audience, sebum's
Right.
the natural oil that our skin produces as our own moisturizer, but
Right.
sometimes it's sticky and go
Right,
ahead.
so it's
Yeah.
really important to take things off before you go into the gym so that you're not starting at a disadvantage.
And then take it off immediately after you're done working
Exactly.
out.
Right,
Try
I
to
really-
work up a
washing.
clean sweat.
Right,
Wash
Look up
it
a clean
off.
sweat.
Yeah, and so I really like the
like that.
glycolic salicylic acid
Wipes.
pads,
Right.
wipes
Yes.
right after the
Absolutely.
gym. I think that really helps. But I think that, he looks very fair, and I think that using a little bit of a moisturizing sunscreen, so at least we have a product that's 2 in 1,
That's
maybe
right.
not 18 in 1, but getting a little combo thing going on would be very beneficial.
Completely agree.
Agree.
And thanks to our Glow Getter for that question. There are futuristic options at your fingertips when it comes to contouring your body. It's the first time you can relax and allow technology to do its magic. But there are some items that all the gadgetry in the world can't change. There's no replacement for the feel-good internal chemicals called endorphins produced through exercise, or the confidence earned from working through a physical challenge. You get the gist. Want to be part of our Derm Squad? Like and subscribe to The Gist.